Whew. Let me get all this going because I know people are waiting, happily waiting too. Hold on. Real quick, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Wherever you're watching it at, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, please, and thank you. We about to get this thing on and popping. I'm gonna be on here for a minute. That's why I kind of went solo dolo today, because I know there's gonna be a lot of comments, a lot of. I mean, I ain't been on here a minute yet, and I already got a comment. I haven't even checked it yet. So let me get everything. Let me get all my banners, my ESPN banners up and running, so we can get this going. All right, so we can get this going. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe before I get this rolling. All right, let's get it popping. All right, and anybody who got my number, if you want the smoke, you better come on here because I ain't answering my phone. I'm just letting you know that right now. I am not answering my phone. So if you want the smoke, it better be all through this. It better be all through Facebook. All right. So first things first. You can't. Where do I start? Okay, let me see where I start. Okay, I know where I'm gonna start. Dak and Andy. Let's start there. All right, let's go with that first. Dak. All I kept seeing is Andy's trash. Andy's trash. Dak is better. Dak is better. Dak is this. Dak is that. And my point is, every game, we've only won 2. We've played 7. Every single game, we have been down by half. Andy has played 1 full game, 2 full games, Arizona and Washington, and in the last portion of the Giants game. So the 4 games before that, we were down each time while Dak was quarterback. That's still a losing effort. I don't care how many points you put up. I don't care how much stuff you talk about. It's still a losing effort. If the score is 3-25, Dak could have counted for maybe maybe a touchdown, maybe another 10 points, right? That gives you the 13. You still have to stop somebody, and we cannot. I told my partner, I told anybody that listened, a Pop Warner football team could run 100 yards on the Cowboys. If you want a career day this year, you need to play the Dallas Cowboys. All right? So I'll mention that, and then we get to these comments because Anthony Price has been waiting. Man, what the F happened? Your defense is trash. Fire your coach ASAP. This is nothing new. And if you watch the fan prediction, and I have my man Sean on, I told him the same thing. I said, for you guys to win, this needs to happen. I said, your running game has to get going. I said, your front 7 has to be legit. And I said, Scary Terry has to go off. All 3 of those things happened. We lost the game. It's just that simple. I knew they were going to score. I'm more upset that I didn't put Antonio Gibson on my I didn't start him at fantasy team because I have him on my fantasy team. I'm mad I didn't start him. It's just a personal thing when it comes to fantasy football. I usually don't start players we play against, but I should have, because I should have known he was going to go 400. That's just it. The defense is bad. Like I don't even know. I wish I could like cut up plays and put them on here because I really could just show you like play for play. Like this is just bad defense. Like Terry McLaurin's touchdown, Stephon Diggs is looking in the backfield and with no safety help, and he just gets legit ran by. Like I'm like, what were you expecting? Were you expecting a hitch? Were you expecting a slant? Because he literally didn't even give you a move. He just simply, your feet were stationary. He kept running. You tried to grab and hold. He ran past you. Like that was just the definition of just bad defense. Let me get to this live too so I can comment on people's stuff. So yeah, I mean the defense is bad. We all know that the defense is bad. We know that. We know. I do agree. I think the coach needs to be fired. I think Mike Nolan needs to be fired. But at the same time, the players have to be held accountable, man. Like this, you have what you're putting on tape is what you're putting on tape. Like like my coach used to always say, the eye in the sky never lies, and there's just players not showing up. Period. Like not doing a assignment alignment football, which is pure basic of what it is. Like assignment alignment football. No matter if you don't like the scheme, no matter if you don't like the coach, you still are putting yourself on tape for future contracts. Assignment alignment football. And right now, the person that's bothering me the most, that's not popping off my film or popping off the TV when I watch him, is DeMarcus Lawrence. Because to me, if you're that guy, what about, I mean, other than being a DN and you got to keep contained and make sure you do all the little proper things, but you should still be able to beat your matchup. And all day long, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, you name them, were beating their assignment left and right. I mean, I felt so bad for Andy and Ben DiNucci. Like they had no time in the pocket. It was getting to the point Ron Rivera didn't even have to send 5. It was literally my front 4 was going to beat your front 5 every single time, and it was a massacre on that end. Let me see what Anthony Price says. Leadership is Dak, and he don't really talk. Everybody knows Dak's a leader. That is Dak's strongest attributes, but leadership does not lead to wins. And once again, it goes back to a video I did earlier about what Dak is for the Cowboys. What Dak is for the Cowboys is Dak is our Aaron Rodgers. Dak is our Russell Wilson. Does that mean he's as good as those players? No. But the value that he brings, there's nothing like having a starting quarterback that you believe in, that you know, okay, worst come to worst, he's going to make something out of nothing. But when you don't have that, it's more of a morale boost to know. Even if you lose, it's still a morale boost of like, hey, I feel like we got a baller behind us. Like we got a baller playing. So that's the aspect of what Dak brings to the team. Is he that player overall? No, he is not. You take him off the team and you put him on another team, you put him on anybody else's team, he might not be that quarterback for that team. But for us, his leadership is monumental. His play, leadership, monumental. Zeke is not a leader. Zeke has never been asked to be a leader. Like you're making statements that aren't relevant to football. Football questions, football comments, comment about football. Zeke being a leader. Zeke has never been a leader for the past 4 years or 4 years that he's been on the Cowboys. So why does it matter now? He's a veteran. He speaks with his play. And if he's not playing well, what else can Zeke bring to you? Because he definitely got mowed over by the white boy who was a linebacker. So you're not asking the right question. You're not making the right statements, first of all, because Zeke has never been a leader. Like it's saying like you're expected Zeke to be a leader when he's never been a leader. That's never been his thing. Nobody's ever said Zeke is a leader. He's probably, just because he's your best player doesn't make him a leader. Your best player doesn't always have to be the leader on the team. That's not always, a quarterback doesn't always have to be your leader on the team. There's been plenty, i.e. Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis, he wasn't the quarterback, but he's the leader of the team. You see what I'm saying? Like Hines Ward, he wasn't the best player, but he was probably the hardest worker on the Steelers. He's the leader. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't believe y'all were that bad. I believed it. I mean, that's why I picked them to lose 3 weeks straight. I picked them to lose against the Browns. I picked them to lose against the Cardinals. I picked them to lose against the Seahawks. And that was with Dak. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, when a team goes up 38-10 on you, or 38-17, however you want to, when we're playing the Cleveland Browns, Dak was playing that game. Like, let's not act like this is just brand new. Like, Dak was mollywhopping teams, and then here comes Andy Dalton, and he's stinking up the joint. Like, that's not what the case was. The case was we're a bad team overall. The worst thing about the game for me was the play calling. The play calling is atrocious. And if you know anything about just the pure basics of football, all play calling is counteracting what you think the defense is going to do. Well, what I know the defense is going to do is they're going to abuse my my offensive line. So what I'm gonna need to do? I'm probably going to have to keep a tight end, and I'm probably going to have to keep a running back in just to make sure I'm keeping the D ends honest. I'm checking them, I'm clipping them when I'm getting out. You know, screens, wide receiver screens, running back screens. You have to keep the defense off guard by play calling, because I'm gonna use what you want to do against you. I'm gonna trap you want to come up the field. I'm gonna trap block you. You halfback draws. I mean, we did one, wasn't a good play call, but we did one. We didn't do any RPOs with Ben DiNucci, and the white boy can run. We didn't do any of those. It's little things like that, but at the same time, I'm scared we can't even execute it. So you might want to do a play like that. You might want to get involved. You might be like, "Oh, this is a great play," but now you're worried about execution. Can my line hold up? Is the quarterback going to make the right read? Is the running back going to pick up the right blitzer? All these things come into factor, and Andy wasn't getting any help from CeeDee Lamb at all today. I mean, CD had like 3 drops. I mean, stuff that, but to me, that goes back into a morale thing, right? Because when you have somebody like Dak, you feel like you're letting him down, right? Like you feel like, okay, like, man, Dak is out here doing it. He's trying to make us, he's willing us to try to get to a victory. And you drop a pass, you do this, you feel like, dang, like I let him down. But when you do that with backup quarterbacks, you like, dang, I just dropped it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't hold the same weight as if you drop it with your starting quarterback. It's no different than if Big Ben gives you the perfect route and you run it and he throws it to you in the perfect spot and you drop it. It's like you let Big Ben down. It's not like you just, oh, I dropped it. It's like, dang, man, I let Ben down. Like, he really trusted me. It's the same thing that's going on with the team. Like, I don't think anybody actually feels they don't hold themselves to a high standard. Like, you don't see any life on the sidelines. Like, you don't see that Dez Bryant. You don't see that Michael Irvin, Odell Beckham, somebody who's just like oozing with passion because they just love the game and they don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that goes down, you need somebody like that to step up and kind of push the team, good or bad. Like, you could be losing, but it's like, hey guys, like, let's fight, because we're in the game. Listen, 3 to 15, you're in. I don't care what you want to say, you're in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the game at 15 to 3. But at no point in time did I ever feel like we're in the game, because of the simple fact that there's no life on the offensive side of the ball. There's no life on the defensive side of the ball. It's just literally a lifeless team going through the motions. Like, I've seen teams with worse records fight harder. The New York Jets was banging with the Buffalo Bills today. Like, you can rock with that because you see the fight, you see the effort. With the Cowboys, I kind of saw a little bit of effort in the beginning of the game, but it really just felt like they were just going through the motions, and Washington was literally doing whatever they wanted. Play action, run up the middle. Logan Thomas was killing. Who else was killing? The running backs were killing. Kyle Allen looked like he was freaking Matt Ryan back there. I mean, no pressure, nothing of the sort. Plenty of time to do whatever you wanted all day. I don't even think we got a sack all day today or anything like that. So it just goes a lot deeper. It's just coaching, because at the end of the day, there's a pride factor that you have to play with playing football, and to me it's just crazy that there's no pride in this team to be like, I'm gonna ball out, I'm gonna step up, I'm gonna do what I have to do. Let me see what this says. The strength of your team has always been the offensive line. That is the weakness now and prevents y'all from playing Cowboy football. Listen, I agree, but I don't agree, right? Because offensive lines don't win you championships. Offensive lines don't win you championships. Playmakers make you championships. Russell Wilson hasn't had an offensive line in I don't know how long. He's still a winner. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's like skilled players, playmakers at the position do put your team over the top, give you a chance to win the game. What hurts Zeke is that we don't have a good offensive line, is that he is not the kind of back he doesn't have the wiggles to like sit you down in the backfield like a Saquon. Like a Saquon can sit you down in the backfield, bust it outside, and then hit the hole, or turn it up for 60, turn it up. That's not Zeke. Zeke is a downhill battling ram. And when you don't have the offensive line and the movement that you're looking for to get those holes and creases for Zeke, he's really a 3 to 4 yard runner. That's literally what you're going to get from him. You're going to get him 2, 3, 4 yards at max. What else? I'm not even upset. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm just like, I guess I'm kind of over it because I as much as I wasn't going to pick Washington to win, it didn't shock me that they won. Because when you have a bad team, it's like you're a bad team. There's no getting around it. I just want to know, where do you go? Because what you're hanging your hat on, if you're Jerry Jones, is okay. I'm 2-5. I'm a game out of first, so I don't have to panic. But it's like, we don't even look like we can win. That's the problem. You're not with Dak. You look competitive, but you're still losing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you look like, oh man, like you get all these empty calorie yards, and you're like, oh man, like if we would have just made a couple plays in the first and second half, this game would be different. But you're still losing. With Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci, you don't even look like you're even competitive. You don't even look like you have a chance to win the game. And on top of that, your defense can't stop anybody. And on top of that, you're making mental errors. And on top of that, your playmakers don't want to make plays. So it's just like, where do you start with? If I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't even know where I'll start. But what I know I would do is, I'm firing Mike Nolan. Like, listen, as long as Mike Nolan's there, he's going to keep taking the blame for the defense. So maybe if I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't want to fire him, because if I fire him and nothing happens, then it's like you just fire somebody for no reason. But honest to God truth, though, something has to change. And I don't know if that means going out and getting another quarterback, because Andy Dalton got rocked. I don't know if that means, going with Ben DiNucci going forward. He didn't even look comfortable. I don't even know who's on the market to be like, oh, let's go get. But I feel like even if you got somebody mobile, you went, got a veteran, got somebody mobile, I just don't even think Kellen Moore will call a game that fits that mold. Like, to me, Ben DiNucci gets in the game, we're going RPO off the rip, like, because everybody's going to think you're going to run, and I would tell them, keep it and just hold them accountable, hold the defense accountable, make the defense know that you can move. You see what I'm saying? Like, something, push the ball down the field, move it. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Jerry's definitely going to fire somebody soon. He doesn't like to be embarrassed. Listen, I agree. Once again, I don't agree. Because with Jerry Jones is, all publicity is good publicity. Doesn't matter if you're 2-5. Doesn't matter if you're 5-2. He just likes the Cowboys to be in the news topic. And once again, they're going to be in the news topic. What's wrong in Dallas? Should Dallas do this? Should Dallas do that? Should Dallas do this? And that feeds his pockets, because at the end of the day, they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We could go 1-15 and our name would still ring bells, just because we're the Dallas Cowboys. And it doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. That's just what it is. But in a situation like now, I wouldn't even want my name to be in the media. I wouldn't even want to be talked about, because literally, like, if I'm being 100% real, the only thing that was saving us from looking like the Jets was Dak making us look competitive and throwing the ball for 500 yards and losing. That's the only difference from the Jets and us, is literally Dak putting up a whole bunch of yards and making it look good while we're losing. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So it's all one and the same. I'm really so like I don't even know. I really don't even know. I don't know what to say. I'm not even like I said, I'm not even upset. It's just crazy that this is the product that they're putting out in the field. And you have Pro Bowlers, you have all pros, you have all these people. and they can't just do simple, basic football assignment. I mean, I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. And to me, what signified the effort was 3rd and 6. I think it was like maybe like less than 2 minutes, or maybe like a minute 30, a minute 40. And the Washington team is driving. You know, their guys are running the ball, and it's 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, and 3rd and 6, and he busts one for a first down. I mean, like, hole just wide as all get out, knowing everybody knows you're going to run the ball, and the hole is as big as a tarmac. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Let me see. We got an invite. Somebody wants to jump on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I need to get a call in. I definitely need to get a call in. A call in line. Let me see what we got here with these comments. I felt that Jones paid everybody money and they're not showing up to the games and cashing checks and stuff. Hey, that's real. That's real. He's paid a lot of people. He's put money where his mouth is plenty of times. But the big time players are not making the big time plays, man. And that's the sad part about it. And people looking for contracts aren't doing their part as well. So it's all a shit show. I hate to say that. I'm not big on cussing, but it's literally all a shit show. And it's a show you got to watch for a long time for the season. It's a show you got to watch for a long time because we not even halfway through the season, not even close. So we'll see. We shall see. Oh, anybody else got some comments? I'm here for the Redskins fans, man. Y'all talk y'all mess, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll comment as it come in, but y'all talk y'all mess. I'll happily sit here, take my apple pie, take my whole humble apple pie, because I definitely had the Cowboys win. I think I said like 15-12 or something like that. We couldn't even get 6. So let me see. Kevin Bishop says the receivers dropped a lot of very catchable balls. Listen, Kevin, God almighty, did they? They couldn't catch a cold in Alaska sitting butt naked. And CeeDee Lamb really, really let me down. Oh, my goodness. I mean, he had a couple ones that if he caught, you're talking about 20, 25-yard breakthroughs. Because, I mean, there's slants going, right over the middle. Nobody in the middle of the field. Just him in the corner to beat the third round cornerback or third depth chart corner. I mean, just nothing but space and opportunity. And just missed opportunities, man. Straight missed opportunities. Oh man, so yeah, just tough losses, man. Good night. Good night. Like I said, I'm on here to talk y'all. Listen, talk y'all. If you're a Redskins fan, you have every right to talk your mess today. Mistakes and all sides and everything. You know what, Kevin? I appreciate the humbleness, but no, you guys dominated. Like, I mean, you had season highs in every category. Every category you had season highs. The most points you scored since week 1 against us. The most rush yards I've had against us. The most passing yards I've had against us. That's a straight domination. Straight domination. And I knew your front seven was good. So it wasn't like, if I knew that, the coaches should have known that. So we got to keep a tight end, or we got to shift the line protection, something to give the quarterbacks time to push the ball down the field. Maybe like, tight end, a check and release, or a clip and a rollout, something to just give the defense a different look. You know what I'm saying? Just giving the defense a different look. It's just simple as that. This is my cousin. He a hater. That's all you know how to do is hate. But anyway, it's what's if I'm looking towards the draft, right? Now the concern is if what do? Do you go for the quarterback in the first round? Do you try to re-sign Dak? You go for a defensive playmaker, a game changer, who you trade him? It's all one and the same. It's not that simple. All right, so what's not simple? What's not simple? Because let me know. Look, I'm here for y'all, man. Look, I'm not here to rant and rave. I'm just here to hear y'all. I'm commenting on what y'all commenting on. You act like I don't know. Like I ain't play football. You ain't say nothing. You ain't say nothing new. Y'all need to let that go. I agree, but you can't just. What's hard about that is kind of like a Kevin Durant situation. Like you just can't let him go with no compensation. I'm not saying Dak is all world, but he can get something. We can get something for him. I mean, a couple draft picks, second, maybe a first round draft pick. You got to get something for him, man. You just can't let him. You can't just let him walk and not get something for him. It's asinine. You know what I'm saying? Now, what would hurt me the most is honestly signing him to another franchise tag, which is $38 million, and then looking for a trade partner. Now, when you franchise tag somebody, if you don't extend them, if you don't extend them, they got to trade you 2 first round picks to even get the guy. So you get him, you sign Dak to a franchise tag. They give you 2 first round draft picks. They go, now they got to, and on top of that, they have to extend him on another contract. So it's a lot that goes into that. So that's the hit or miss part about it. We will be okay. This is my other cousin, right? He's a coach. Hopefully in the comments he can school me on some stuff about the defense because they not doing so well. So let me bring in this Washington fan of mine. I know he about to talk his mess, so go ahead, man.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing mighty fine.
Woo! Okay, I got out my system. Woo, God is good. God is good. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing. Listen, hey, I'm Gucci. What's good?
Real talk. Okay, I'm gonna get now that I got that out my system. I wasn't impressed with the win.
Okay, why not?
Wasn't impressed. We did what we had to do. We beat a team that was depleted. Your team on the offensive line was depleted. It was almost too easy. Like overall, I wasn't impressed with the win. Now, if we continue to do that for the next few games, which we have a pretty decent schedule, then yeah, I'll be happy. But honestly, yeah, we finally beat y'all, but I wasn't impressed with the win at all. It's just
I mean,
I'm
you only
happy.
can listen. You only can beat who you only can beat who your schedule has in front of you, and you take all the
That's
W's
it.
with with a grain of salt. But to me, and my homeboy Sean, who I talked to on the fan, the fan prediction yesterday. I spelled it out. I said, bro, for your team to win, your front 7 has to dominate. You got to run the ball, and Scary Terry got to go off. Literally everything happened. And his hot take was 9 sacks. I think I got 7. You see what I'm saying?
You get 7. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like when it got to the point. Okay, let me give you this though. Let me ask you this question. You take Ron Rivera and you put him on the Cowboys, and you put Mike McCarthy on the Redskins. Does the dynamic change? Does the dynamic change? And what I'm asking you is that does Ron Rivera make the defense better, or does the expectation of what people have for the Cowboys make him look bad anyway? You get what I'm saying? Because there's no real expectation. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the expectations for y'all Cowboys fans, and that's why this win is so satisfying, because y'all expect so much from this team, and y'all have talent on like skill on certain spots, but as an overall team, your team is not good. Like, I can speak for Redskins, I die-hard Redskins fan, but me and you've had talks. My team's some ass. Like, can I say ass on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
My team is honestly from top to bottom same thing. We got talent, but as a whole, we suck. We suck. And it's the same thing with the Cowboys. It's just like when it comes to quarterback, when it comes to Dak and Zeke, they for so long have put the team on the back. Now with Dak out, man, shoot, I got a question for you. Do you tank the season and try to go for Trevor?
I don't, because I don't feel like the Jets are going to win. So it's like you're taking for no reason, because I don't think the Jets is going to get a dub. So it's like you can't fight to get 0. They already got 0. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we already got 2 wins. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the 2 wins that we got, we should have been like, dang, should have lost the Falcons game. You know what I'm saying? Should have lost the Giants game. Yeah. Let me get to these comments real quick, Mario. Let me get back to the discussion real quick. My cousin Embry says, we will be okay as a defensive coordinator. I'm upset myself because I feel we aren't prepared for the teams we face. I could be wrong. We aren't aggressive on offense, even when we had Dak. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. We can't be missing tackles and not letting people get behind us as well. He also says it can go both ways. Ron is a defensive coach. McCarthy is an offensive coach. And last one, we don't need to take the season. We have a good QB come on. We need to a whole makeover and monitor his future for some of the key players. I do agree with that. Now, this is the point I want to go back to when he talks about preparing for the team. Listen, if I'm Mike Nolan, I'm putting my grandmother in the box. Kyle Allen is going to have to beat me. Like, you listen, like, there has to be, you have to take something away. You can't go for 189 rushing yards and give up 300 passing yards. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's
today was our highest rushing game
ever, and the most points
this whole season, and most points all year. So that has to go on the defensive scheme. No adjustments were made at all. That I don't know what's his name Diggs was doing when he let Scary Terry go right past him.
It's bad assignment football. If you look at him, his eyes are in the backfield. If you know you don't have safety help, it's you and him on the island.
But maybe that was it. Maybe he thought it. And my excuse for him is maybe he thought there was safety help, because to be staring that way and just let a man run right past you, you have to think that there's somebody behind you.
Listen, the only time that happens like that you just let somebody run behind you like that, is if you're playing like a cover 2, not like a cover 2, right? So in a cover 2, if anybody doesn't know, and my cousin Embry, he if he's still on here, he can comment. If you're playing cover 2, the rule in the cover 2 is you drop, you're in the flats, but you cover grass until somebody comes into your zone to make you come up. So you're looking in the backfield to see if there's no running back leaking, if a tight end is coming across, because you're jumping the flats and you have safety over the top help. But the way he was looking, he wasn't shaded to the outside, because usually if you're playing cover 2, you have your back towards the out of bounds line and you're looking in, right? Like trying to make a triangle to funnel the receiver into. But he wasn't even doing that. He was literally squared up with his eyes like this. Next thing you know, Terry does what a wide receiver is supposed to do, is get on your toes. He gets on his toes. He don't know where to go. His feet are still stationary. The dude's running full speed. It's like a highway. Like, bro, get off on the off ramp. Like, he is rolling. You know what I'm saying? That's pitch and catch. That's too easy. You know what I'm saying? So let me get to it was too easy. Sean says Kyle Allen had a lot of time in the pocket. He was not sweating at all. He definitely wasn't. He was in zone when everyone else was in man. That might have been it. That might have been it. The Kyle Allen point is factual, because, bro, Kyle was back there like.
Yeah, he had a lot of time.
And Logan Thomas was making some big time throws. I mean, he's making some big time catches. Go ahead.
That's another thing. What's up with Lawrence? Y'all paid that man all that money. I mean, I think he got a sack today, but
No, he didn't get sacked.
his sack, he didn't get a sack today. So
No,
it's just like you paid him all this money, and ever since he got that money, he has disappeared. I used to fear when we played y'all. I was like, man, we gotta figure out something about him. And ever
can't
since
let
he
him
got
get
that
off.
money,
Yeah.
he just let it go. I don't know,
But
man.
see, the thing is,
That's rough.
and you know, a lot of, and I watch a lot of cowboy pundits who have YouTube channels and stuff like that, and they'll say he's not playing bad football because he's playing assignment football. But there's sometimes I feel like you just gotta make a play. You gotta pop off the screen. You gotta do something, and I'm not seeing that from him. I feel like he just gets washed in the fold. And then, like I said, my cousin Dante's still on here. He could talk more about it because he's a defensive coordinator, but you know, sometimes you have to, like, you know, when you're playing D and there's a lot of assignments, sometimes you have to keep contained. Sometimes you got to watch the run. But I feel like when you know it's time to go get the QB, you got to go get him. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, and there's no disrespect to Montez Sweat. Like, I don't fear Montez Sweat. Maybe Chase Young a little bit, but I actually fear Ryan Kerrigan and them two big boys in the middle, because you cannot move them dudes like Allen and Payne. You don't move them dudes. And Ryan Kerrigan has always been
Nah, not
sneaky
at all.
good. Like, he real disciplined, real good when he comes to getting to the quarterback. So I just feel like if you know that's your weak link, and you know that's Redskins' strongest part of their defense is their front line, you have to leave a tight end in the chip, and you got to leave a running back in the chip just to give your quarterback just enough time to make the read that they need to make. And then you got to leave your guards and your center to deal with the big boys up front, but you can't let the D ends beat you and crash your whole scheme or whatever. But the thing about it was they weren't even challenging their eyes, like RPO and keep the quarterback boot. Like, you gotta. That's the stuff that
At
makes me.
all.
That's the stuff that makes me upset. At least attempt to do it, so I know that you're trying to counteract what they're doing. But the mere fact that you don't even try to do it, that you don't even like do a play to make the defense like, oh shoot, like, let me make sure my eyes, like a running back screen, a wide receiver screen, any of those, a tight end screen, anything to just make it like, oh man, like let me make them think. You're not in the game. As an offensive coordinator, you're just calling plays to call plays. Like, oh, I think this is going to work, instead of trying to counteract what they're doing. I got some comments. It
So,
says, did our offensive line play better, or is it just trash? I feel like they're one is they're like two
our
plus two
offensive line
equals
is not
four,
that good
right?
at all. Our
But
offensive line is
but
not good at all.
but it's good enough to move a trash line. You get what I'm saying? So it's not
Yeah,
that they're bad. They're not excellent, but it's dog.
they're good enough.
Montez Sweat is not that guy. So let's not even don't act because he got two sacks today like he's that guy, because he's not. So let's not even go there. So anyway, so
He's
my
still
thing
getting
is,
there. He's still getting there.
bro, he's not that guy. Let's be real. He is not that guy. Like, stop playing me. So I would take Ryan Kerrigan over Montez Sweat any day of the week. So
Oh, right
my
now,
thing is
yeah, I
this.
would too. I would
Yeah,
too.
okay, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that if we was getting 4 or 5 sacks, you'd be like, man, our O line's bad. It was bad anyway. And I would be like, they must be really bad if we're getting, you get what I'm saying? If we're getting sacks. It's like, so they're mutually, each one is like, your O line might be bad, but they're not that bad to get beat by a Dallas Cowboy D line that's bad. You get what I'm saying? So they're good enough to do what they're supposed to do.
I get where
Now, when they go up
you're coming
against
from. I get where you're
like
coming
high level talent and high level schemes, maybe they're not the best. But when they're going against bad guys, they're better than the bad guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can, that is what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? I just, this, if I am Jerry Jones, if I am Mike McCarthy, this is a great measuring rod game to know how bad your team is, because you lost to a team that had not scored more than 22 points all season. You lost to a team that was literally last in every offensive statistic in the league, and you got drugged. Like, didn't you have it? Like, you got drugged. Like, you didn't even have a chance in the game. So to me, I'm
from.
like,
Wasn't
We're
it?
back.
Wasn't it great? It was great.
It was like a slow,
But
methodical snail
no.
winning a
It
game.
ain't. No. Y'all have been bad. Y'all have been bad. Y'all been bad. Like, what is this game? Like you perfectly said, this game should be a measuring point. But y'all been bad, man.
We've been bad, but competitive. This wasn't competitive. That's the difference.
True.
You
And
see
and
what
I
I'm
will
saying?
say this: I wasn't sure if we were going to win this game or not, but I did not think y'all were only going to score 3 points. I didn't think this was going
I
to be the score, and that was going to be the
my
game I
final
watch.
score, my final score was 15-12. That was my score because I know my team well enough to know that there's no life in the wide receiver position without Dak. I don't know why. Like it's and I was saying it before you came on. It's more or less like a. Let me give you this. Okay, when RG3 was playing, right, there was a sense of life to your team. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm talking about his rookie year, I'm talking about his when y'all was just him and Alfred Morrison were just killing, RPO all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like there was life to that team, and what I mean by that is, I think was Santana Moss still playing? He was still doing that, right? I think he was still playing.
There. He was there.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Like when Santana Moss might drop a pass, he's like, "Dang, like I let RG3, you let your quarterback down." When you start putting backups in, they be like, "Man, I just dropped it, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like you're not playing for the quarterback anymore. You're kind of just playing for yourself, and that's where I get a feel for. Like if you think about it, if you're a receiver, Mario, and you play tight end with me, you know what I'm saying, or you play tight end when we play street football. If you playing for Aaron Rodgers or Matt Ryan or Russell Wilson or let's say even Joe Burrow, like if you playing for that guy and you drop a pass, you'll feel bad. You'll feel bad because you're like, dang, he trusted me, gave me the opportunity, threw it to me, and I dropped it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's an expectation that you have playing with him. When you play with backups, they're like, you a backup. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're not really that guy.
Andy Dalton is not a regular backup. He's had 10 years in, and he's had like success. I mean, not last year or the past couple of years, but he's won games. He's a good starting quarterback. I still think he could be a good starting quarterback. Maybe around.
I agree. I feel like he's
Dallas right now.
I think he can be productive, but you have to listen. You cannot tell me with them three studs at wide receiver that we could not throw a 50-yard pass. Like I don't like. You cannot make me believe that. I don't care. I don't care if you have to go max protection and line up Gallup and Amari. And I'm not even a big Amari fan, honestly. If it was even Gallup or CD or Gallup and Amari,
you never have been.
I've never been a fan. Never been a fan of him. He's weak. He's weak to me. But if you line up both of them and you send Gallup on a deep route, I don't care if Ronald Darby's guarding him. Like he can go get the ball, but you don't even see the attempt. That's my issue. There was no attempt of a pass over 20 yards all game. And I'm not saying that Andy Dalton always had time to do so. But at some point in time, you're going to say, you know what? We're going to max protect. We're going to go play action, and we're going to try to hit them deep. You got to.
But everything you're saying right now, that's on coaching. That's on coaching. And then this another question I got for you then. After all this time, if I continue to play like this, does Mike McCarthy even get another season?
I think Jerry Jones gives him another season because I think he's going to fire Kellen Moore at offensive coordinator. Because and once again,
I can see that.
This is where Dak hurts you, right? For being as good as he was, because if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm saying, well, when I had Dak, I
don't think he was that good.
Listen, no. What I'm saying is, this is where it hurts you though, because statistically, if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm like, when I had Dak, I was scoring 30 points a game. You see what I'm saying? It's like when I had a quarterback, I was scoring 30 points a game. We were losing, but the offense was doing their part. So now it's like, you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place because you're like, damn, was it Dak? Was it the play calling? You know, what was it? You don't know, because it's like, to me, a great play caller is a great play caller, no matter the scenario, right? So let's talk. What I mean by that, that's your players' deficiencies are being overshadowed by the play calling. So I know what you can't do, but I know what you do very well, and I'm going to call plays and put you in situations where it makes you look good, that you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is where the play calling is where I don't think Kellen Moore is there yet. I feel like Kellen Moore just calls what he feels is like, okay, let's do this. But for me, once Ben DiNucci gets in the game, the first play is going to be a quarterback draw. The first play is going to be a quarterback RPO. I'm going to get you running because I know you can run. You see what I'm saying? Like, I got to get you out the pocket, or I'm going to move the pocket. I'm going to do a bootleg, something to make you feel comfortable and do easy stuff like that. I'm not about to spread it out and let you go against these demons at the front four. They gonna be licking their chops. When they see you back there. They were.
And they were.
I mean, listen, the boy would grab the ball, spin it, put his hands on the laces, and he about to get sacked. I'm like, damn, help your man. You know what I'm saying? But man, you know, it is what it is, bro. Like I said, I know you're happy and you have every right to be. Y'all finally beat us for a long time, man.
I'm happy. Good. I'm happy because it feels good. But like I said, overall, I wasn't too impressed. If we could continue like this for the next few games, like this another thing. This goes back to the Giants game last week. If we would have not gone for 2 and just played for overtime, we could be 3-4 right now. So I don't know if they were talking about or thinking about tanking or whatever, but you know, I mean, they did what they had to do, and hopefully they could continue to stretch these next few games.
All right, let me read some of these comments before I let you go. It says, "It don't matter who your receivers are if your line ain't blocking." That's why I said you have to do max protection or add chip blockers. Sean says, "Okay, so you're supposed to know your offensive and your players, like what Mike and Kyle Shanahan did with RG3." That's my point. Like you build your offense around your player. Like, okay, he likes to do this. He likes to do this. Perfect example. Like in
Baltimore.
Exactly. Lamar Jackson is not Joe Flacco. So we're going to do what Lamar feels comfortable doing. You see what I'm saying? And that means power running. You see what I'm saying? Power running, more tight ends, stuff across the middle, things that make him feel comfortable, but we're scheming players open. We're hitting you in levels. You got a lower level, mid, highs. You got all that to make the defense think. I feel like the Cowboys are really, like, you can either do it one of two ways, right? And I need people who think they know football. Listen to this. This is what you have 3 different schemes, right? You have multiple ways as an offensive player to do it. You can show the same play and have multiple play. I mean, you can show the same formation and have multiple. That's called masking, right? So that means if I run single back spread, right? That means 1 receiver, 4 receivers. But I run that all the time, like the Rams, i.e. the Rams. They run the same play, same motion, but they'll hit you with a jet sweep, toss, pass, play action, all out that same formation, so you never know what you're going to get. You see what I'm saying? That's called masking. Then you have things like RG3, Lamar. That's scheming. Like, okay, I know what he does well. We're gonna do this formation and these plays and this and that. That's scheming around a player. Those are just like, hey, I got a talent, I got an all-world talent, blah, blah, blah. Then you have the Mahomes and Andy Reid's where I can call anything, and my guy is just that good to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look,
he's gonna get it done.
We're gonna run 3 Hail Marys back to back, and Andy and Patrick Mahomes gonna do something with it because he's just that good. And because you just got an all-world talent, or he's gonna, you know, the Aaron Rodgers of the world, the Russell Wilsons. Like, it don't matter what you call, I'm gonna make it work. You see what I'm saying? I might make a check here or there, but I'm gonna make it work. So that's what you do. So when you have young QBs, like you know, you have backup QBs, you either do the scheming aspect or you do the masking aspect. which a good masking, if people don't know, is what Peyton Manning used to do with the Colts. You remember that stretch run they used to run all the time? Like, it looked like Peyton Manning had to run to hand the ball off to the running back, but at the last second, he will pull it out and do like, you never knew if he was going to run it or if he was going, because it looked the same. And that's what we need right now. We need either masking or scheme to get wins, to get yards, to get points, and we're not doing that because we can't just rely on talent anymore. Because we used to just beat people up on the offensive line, hand it to Zeke, and just, run wild. But that's not the case anymore. So you got to get more creative, and the Dallas Cowboys aren't doing that. But I appreciate you for your time, Mario. Coming in, talking your time, man. Anytime you want to get back on, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, and I just have one last question, man.
Go ahead.
How about them Redskins?
Anyway, so listen, guys. Let me see if I got some messages and some people want to come on. Let me see. Nope. So, but yeah. Listen, I'm about to get up out of here. Had enough talking about this wild and crazy game. The Cowboys just aren't good, man. Simple as that. They are just not good. And the only thing I have to look forward to right now is making sure that Sean, if you want to get on, I can send you a quick email. Just let me see. Yeah, you just said you want to get on. Let me see. I'll send you a quick email if you want to say, if you have anything to say you want to add on. Do you have anything you want to add on, Sean? You can put it in the comments if you do. All right, I'll send you an invite real quick. Don't come on his mug being dry. All right, I sent you the link. Oh, Lord have mercy. Waiting for one of the viewers to jump on here, and here we go. All right, man, speak your piece.
What's good, bro?
What's good?
How you feeling?
Not as mad as I usually would be. Trust me.
Hey, man, do I need to come take your shoelaces?
Nah, listen. It when you know you bad, you don't even have a suicide moment.
Bro, I feel on that level. This whole year, I told myself I'm not gonna have any expectations.
I'm
not gonna have no expectations. So like when we won against the Eagles, I was like,
I'll take it.
And that's pretty much how I am right now. I'm just like, oh, okay, this came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But no, dude. Like we were talking before. Those 3 takes that you told me. Terry McLaurin, our D line, and I forgot what the third one was. Oh, the running game.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, the Cowboys is just terrible.
I told you my co-host could probably run for 150 yards on them. Easy.
Yeah.
No ifs and buts about it. So that's why that's why I said you have to take that, and I mean, you have to. If I know my run defense is not good, I have to legit overstack the box. I gotta go 4-6. I gotta go. I gotta be so box heavy. Like my safety gotta come down. I might have to take a corner off the field at another linebacker. Like I have to play big, so I know I won't get done up with running, and you gotta leave it to Kyle Allen to beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was never the case. When a team can do both phases of the game, which is run and pass, you're gonna be on your heels all day long. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that bothers me the most, is that you know your team is weak on defense, but you're still not willing to sell out to take something away. Because when people play Dallas, they sell out to stop Zeke. That's the whole. Everybody knows, hey, we're not going to let Zeke run wild on us. We're not going to let Zeke go do this. We're not going to let Zeke do that. But it seems like when the Cowboys play anybody else, they never have that philosophy to sell out to stop anything. So and yet and still we get beat. Go ahead.
And that's been the Cowboys' scheme against us every freaking time, dude. It's always been pound Zeke, pound Zeke, pound Zeke, pound Zeke. And then when we come in and try to stop Zeke, over the top, play action.
You see what I'm saying? But that only works if your running game is working. If your running game is working, then it's like when they show you that ball and they stick it out in Zeke's belly and you come flying downhill, that's when the play action works. But if you ain't been running the ball and you've been getting stopped, it's like we're not falling for that, because we've been stopping you all day. So I know you're not about to run it with Zeke right now. But that's the thing with me, is like I would have lived with the Cowboys going base 4-3-4, 4-3 base or whatever, and manning up, like just straight manning up, and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to play everything short. We're going to have the safety over top of Terry, but everybody else is manned up, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all going to have to win y'all matchups. And you're just going to have to live with something. You have to live and die with something. And I would have been okay with that. Maybe changing it up here or there, a zone here, a zone there. But I would have been box heavy.
And that's why you got to give it up to Del Rio for his game planning, because he came in, he knew that offensive line was dumpster fire. You know, yeah, we can get pressure with our front four, but you know, he was sending packages with the linebackers blitzing, like Cole Holcomb. He came in and got a sack.
Mm-hmm.
So why the Cowboys didn't even attempt to send more than just their front line?
They did. They didn't get home. Like, there's a couple times where we sent a corner blitz. It's all Listen, everything on the offensive line is all communication. So when you have a young offensive line, they're testing your communication. And that's what oh my God, it's making me frustrated, because it's not hard. It's really not hard. So if I'm a quarterback and I go down, set, blue 42, and I get you on a hard count, right? And you show me where the blitz is coming from. Now I'm changing perception. I'm going easy. Ringo. Now I'm sliding everything to the right. Now I'm gonna point out the linebacker. So 47 is the mic, 47 is the mic. So starting at there, we're counting over. So now we're picking up over, because I know it's coming from the right side now. So I'm switching my running back to the right side. I'm moving the line to the right. Now I know I gotta beat this guy on the left, because that's where, you see what I'm saying? He's the only person that's gonna come free. So now I hike it, boom, the pressure's coming here. I'm going right where the pressure's at. It's a hot read coming right behind you. You see what I'm saying? Or you can go to the strong side on the right side where the pressure's coming there, and you go to the hot read. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where the communication is all drawn up. But there was so many times where two people blocking one person and the corner comes clear free, or, you know, they slide to the left and don't see the guy on the backside. It's just little stuff like that. But a lot of times, you know, it was simply Montez Sweat beating the guy, and he's holding the ball too long, and Montez has enough time to come all the way around, back around, and get the sack. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But it's just pure communication issues. But they're a young offensive line. I mean, we don't got Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins and all pro here, all pro here. You know what I'm saying? We don't got no all pros, man. They all rookies, all first and second year starters, man. Like, it's tough, man.
That's the struggle.
But that's what Jack Del Rio does. Like, when you're sitting people to a young line, hey, Jack Del Rio is pretty much saying, show me you can protect it. That's what he's doing. That's what he's saying. He's simply saying, show me you can block what I'm sending. Show me you know what you're doing. And if you don't, best believe we coming. And you better protect your quarterback or he's dead.
Right.
It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can't say that Mike Nolan wasn't bringing deep. He wasn't bringing pressure, but he just wasn't getting there, and people weren't beating their blocks. Man, it's just that simple.
And you need to stop disrespecting Montez Sweat. Like, okay, yeah, hold on. No, listen. No, he's not Ryan Kerrigan. No, he's not Chase Young. But if you need him, and you can send him free, and he gets around that edge because he's fast.
It's a lot of ifs. I think ifs you're saying.
But he does though. Look at last game. Look at this game.
Who'd you play last game?
The Giants.
Oh, okay. What we talking about? Like, bro, you just said if he does this, if he does that, if he does it. Like, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, when I say that I said Montez Sweat is not all that. He's a guy. There's a lot of guys in the NFL. There's nothing wrong with being a guy in the NFL. But for where he was drafted to what he's produced, he's not that guy. That's all I'm saying. I'll take Ryan Kerrigan is like 10 years older than him, and I'll take Ryan Kerrigan 8, 9. I'll take Ryan Kerrigan over him any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have more faith once the competition rises that Ryan Kerrigan will show up. That's what I'm saying.
Ryan Kerrigan is that more consistent guy. He's that guy that you can depend on. Like you know what you're going to get from Ryan Kerrigan. Like, you're going to put him out there. You know he's going to give you your all. He's going to sit there and push that offensive line back to your quarterback.
So my question is if you just said that, then who are you starting?
Ryan Kerrigan.
Then Montez Sweat is not that guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't beat the old man at that position, you're not that guy. He's a rotational player. It's nothing wrong with that. You're in the NFL. You're making millions of dollars to rotate. Right. It's okay.
But I think that's what the whole NFL is going to end up going to, is just a defensive line rotation. One, it keeps your defensive line fresh. You're constantly getting, quick, fast pressure to the quarterback with your front four.
But that doesn't mean they're the best. Listen, I get what you're saying, and you're trying to do. It's kind of like that running back by committee type thing. Like, you always keep a fresh back on the field. But is it your best option? Because when you need a stop, you're not just gonna rotate guys in there. You're gonna put your playmakers in there. You're like, hey man, right. You're gonna have the TJ Watts, the Aaron Donalds, the Chase Youngs, or Chandler Jones, the guys who go get it. You're not trying to have no rotational player in big moments. So that's my thing. Like, I'm not saying Montez Sweat is a scrub. I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm not saying none of that. He's just not that guy. And and the other guy, Timothy, my homeboy Tim, he's like, he got sacks last game against the worst offensive team in the league next to y'all. Like, what we talking about? Stop playing me. Like, y'all, listen, a broke clock is right twice a day. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay that he's not the guy. He's just a guy, which is nothing wrong with that. It really isn't.
But I will say, if you look at his tape from last year and tape from this year, he has shown improvement. And especially under Del Rio, I think he's going to improve a lot more, and especially sitting behind Ryan Kerrigan. Last year, he was missing. It was missing tackles. He looked lost, straight up lost. This year, he actually has, I feel like he knows what he's doing.
I think, and this is my thing. I think the reason that he's doing better is that he's not going against left tackles. He's going against right tackles. So, left tackles are the ones that get paid the big bucks to stop people. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Chase Young is at. They're like, hey, we use the top 5 pick on you. Go beat the best guy on the team.
Right.
Montez, I don't think Montez Sweat could beat that guy every single play. You feel what I'm saying? Because right. Chase Young can't beat that guy every single play. He can beat, maybe 40, 50% of the time, which is okay, which is not bad, for a rookie. But Montez Sweat wasn't beating that guy that many times. But them right tackles, oh yeah, he tearing them up. He eating them up. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
But that's him being comfortable and now in this new position and new role, because I don't feel he has that pressure to be now because you know he got Chase, he got Ryan. He's just out there playing, which is great. He's just a guy now. He's not like, man, where Montez Sweat at? We didn't see Montez Sweat this game. He didn't show up this game. It's none of that. He's just a guy. You know what I'm saying? And that probably helped him out a lot more too. And plus, like you said, Jack Del Rio coming. So just little things like that.
Now let me ask you something about the Cowboys.
What's up?
The Cowboys are like us, right? Known to shell out money to players.
Yep.
However, you do that, you eat up all your cap money,
mm-hmm.
and you can't build around your players.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were the GM of the Cowboys, what would you do to fix the cap problem, to bring in more talent?
Listen, okay, so this is gonna take a while. All right, so I'm gonna go offensive first and then defensive first. All right, so offensively, what I've realized now is that it's either one or two things: your play call has to change, or your quarterback has to change. Right. So if you go without Dak, you need a better play caller. If you keep Dak, you need an okay play caller. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So somebody better than Kellen Moore. Because Dak can throw to these guys. He loves them. They're all built. They're built for Dak. And what I mean by that, they're great route runners. That's why he's not scared to pull the trigger, because he knows he's really trusting with these guys, because he's like, I trust you to beat your man. So he's trying to get to the point where he can be a Drew Brees, to where he's throwing with anticipation and not seeing it come open. He's just literally trusting, okay, I got backside man coverage. I'm trusting Gallup to beat his man on a slant. He knows he has to cross his face. I'm trusting it. 1, 2, 3, it's out. All right. The rest of these guys aren't doing that. So now I got to figure out, okay, I can't trade these players away because they're really great. But so I can't, like, I want to trade away Amari Cooper. I don't like Amari Cooper. I would trade him. But you start thinking, okay, if I don't get a decent quarterback and I leave him with Michael Gallup, a third-year player, and CeeDee Lamb, a second-year player at this time, how effective can he be? So now you don't know if you're hindering your team or helping your team by what you just did by getting rid of Amari Cooper. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at any point in time, when you got CeeDee, Michael, and Amari, you don't know who they're gonna go. You don't know who they're gonna double. They can't really double anybody. But you only got CeeDee and Michael. Somebody's gonna get double. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you kind of take a weapon away from you from the field. That's one thing. So I hope I kind of answered your question on that. Defensively, I gotta trade DeMarcus. Now it doesn't help your cap, because now you have dead money on your cap. When you trade a player, whatever that person hit for the guaranteed money, it's a dead money contract. So I would have to at least get a first round pick for him and a first and a third for him, for me to feel comfortable letting him go, and maybe a player in maybe like a defensive player or something like that. Because what I'm realizing is Bill Belichick has the formula. You don't overpay players. You don't. You just you find players that are multifaceted who can fit multiple schemes. You scout for versatility, not for a specific position other than quarterback, of course.
Right.
So,
Bill Belichick, like he takes no names. Like who's
Chase Winovich? Chase Winovich. Who is that guy?
Chase Winovich. Who the hell is that guy? And all of a sudden comes in as a star.
It's all about scheme, putting players in the right position, and drafting based off versatility. So you have to change a lot of mindsets in the Dallas to not overplay players, because that's Jerry Jones's, that's his calling card. He pays his players. You see what I'm saying? Like, you always know you're going to get paid. But to what extent? Because it's hurting your team now, because now you've shelled out all this money to top end players that aren't showing up. And my biggest one is Amari. Like, oh my God, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, for real, I'm getting to the point where I would trade him straight up for Odell. Like, just straight up. Like, you take Amari, we take Odell, and let's go play. because I trust Odell to be more than just a route runner. Like, don't get me wrong, Amari Cooper is a great route runner, but he's not a jump ball receiver. He doesn't do very well in contested catches. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not he can make those tough catches, but it's not his strong suit. Odell is about that life. He's just about making plays. You see what I'm saying? And I just want some passion from the position. Like, Amari Cooper is not that guy. He's real passive. He's not. I like my divas. I like diva. You know me. I'm a diva when it comes to being a receiver. So I like divas. I like the Dez Bryants. I like the not everybody's Julio Jones. Not everybody's Megatron. You know, I want the Stephon Diggs. I want the, you know, the Randy Mosses. That's a Hall of Famer, but you get what I'm saying.
Even when we're on the field, what 35th, bro, you were out there. Come on back. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I want that challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that matchup, and I feel like that's what we need from our receivers to want that. You gotta go want that's what I love about CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. They're dogs, and what's really bothering me is they're not given opportunities to go be a dog, like to go make the big play, to go make that tough catch over the middle. Like, they're just put in like these wimpy situations where they're like, oh, catch the slant, turn up, okay, great. But those kind of receivers they live for those contested catches. Like you thought you could guard me. Like, you never had a chance, bro. Like, that's the stuff. You see it in their way they play and how tough they are. But Amari Cooper is more or less like, don't touch me. Like, oh my God, get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I'm open, throw it to me. Like, it just bothers me. It really does. Let me read this comment real quick by Kevin Bishop. It says, what is going on with your run defense, though? Y'all had stout linebackers. They're getting exposed. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Wolf Hunter, but he's injury prone. So, they say the best ability is availability, and he's never available. So it's like, I don't know where you go from there, man. I really don't. It's really bothering me. And Jalen Smith is atrocious in open space. He is atrocious in passing. Like, if there's a pass play on his way, it was 2 plays I remember specifically. And I know you know the pass interference one, so I won't even talk about that one. It's the one where it was like the first quarter, and you guys spread the ball out. And Dallas does this defensive formation where they take their linebackers and they put them outside the DNs. So now you know that Jalen Smith has outside contain. Like, his assignment is outside because he's outside the DNs. So your job is to not let anything cross in your face. Like, you're like playing inside out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So he goes out. Him and the running back meet. The running back gives him an in and out and goes out. He falls, and the running back picks up the first down. And I'm like, bro, it's just, that's the kind of stuff we're dealing with, and it's so irritating. Like, I'm like, bro, like, can we just get our stuff together, like, for real? But
I think, honestly, with y'all's defense, I feel like it's partly coaching, it's partly players. I feel like y'all's coaches are not putting your players in the best position to be successful.
I agree.
And
I 100% agree. But players, my coach used to say this: big time players make big time plays
and big time moments.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if I call cover 3. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. If you're supposed to guard Terry McCullen, guard him. Like, that's it. I don't care if I called the wrong play. I don't care if I called a blitz and it didn't get there. Your job is to guard Scary Terry. You do your job. I can't tell you. I can't do it for you. Don't get embarrassed. Like, you're playing for your own pride. You're not about to embarrass me out here. Like, that's what you're not about to do, and it happens. And it's been happening too often for the Cowboys. Any last comments before I get up off here?
Nah, man. Just one more comment. How about them Cowboys?
I'm kicking Bama's off here now. Just straight kicking Bama's off. Not even dealing with y'all. Man, I appreciate you guys for rolling with me. I know this is a long one, but I had to get this stuff off my mind. My head itching. I'm frustrated. Just a whole bunch of foolishness is going on right now. So appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I am about to get off of here. Got some stuff to do. Got some tears to cry. All that. So appreciate y'all for checking in with Off Script. I'll catch you. Oh, let me see what I got here. Let me see if somebody else wants to get on. So yeah, so yep, about to get up off here. Appreciate you guys for checking in with me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'll holla.